This is another crazy semester. I have around 50 students in my class. Usually I have the 20 to 25 students. So this course is designed for the 20 to 25 students. But since we have almost a double of the students, I don't know what to do. The last semester was the worst one. I have 73 students in one class. So imagine the 75 students. But at the end of the semester, because my teaching was not so good, so many of the students keep their classes. So at the time I called the attendance. So anyway, so which means that I need your help to manage this class. So not only for the attending class, but your the performance is so important. So please help me. You need to help me for me to manage this class throughout the semester. But I heard that we have the very good, smart student in this semester. So pretty much I can manage this class without any problem. So many of the students are already familiar with your face, but the others are new face. If you are new here, welcome to UB. If you are continuing, so please work hard as you have done so far. Okay, so my name is Can you see any problem? I think they're not very clear, right? Something. I will check the later. Okay, so my name is Jeong-Gyu Lee. Okay. So I'm associate professor in computer science and computer engineering and computer science department. Mostly I'm teaching the computer science subject, including operating system. Operating system is either the engineering and science, but mostly I'm teaching the database related course, including the 350 for undergraduate and the 550 for the graduate course. Unfortunately, this semester I'm going to combine both courses into one. There is a course listed. So I have the several undergraduate students, but I'm not going to separate, okay, regarding to in terms of the lecture or difficulty. So, however, based on my experience, most of the semester, the performance of undergraduate students are better than the one in graduate. Really, it's not kidding. So, which means the undergraduate students, they are very serious and work very hard, and performance is so good. So, however, in terms of the class activities, it's exactly the same, so identical. So I'm not separate the graduate and undergraduate. However, for the final grade, okay, final grade, I am going to consider undergraduate student as different policy. Okay, if I need to apply the curve, I'm going to apply the different curve for the undergraduate group. Okay, so but otherwise it's exactly the same. So I have no doubt for undergraduate student to follow my lecture successfully. Okay, and and also I'm teaching the nowadays the database related stuff, including the big data and NoSQL database, as well as the data mining. Also, I'm teaching the multimedia database courses, which not many students are interested in, but some of the students already took my course, including him. Okay, right? So, for example, the last semester we used AI drone to implement autopiloting, something like that. Those are the main teaching area, as well as the research area. I'm doing my research on such big data analytics and social media data analytics, as well as multimedia processing. So from time to time in the middle of the semester, I'm going to introduce my research interest, those who are interested in the research stuff. Okay, so this is, as I introduced, the advanced database design, but this is a problem because this course is closely related with 350. I cannot ignore the database design part. So this is what I'm thinking right now and what I plan. So first half of the semester, which means up to the spring break before the midterm exam, I'm going to cover the database design part, which include the modeling, logical modeling, and physical modeling, and the SQL and the database programming language. Okay, mostly these kind of subject will be covered by one full semester in other universities. Even at UB, if I separate the 350 and 550, probably I will teach the one full semester for this database design part, which means it will be very, very tough for you to follow because I have the majority of this class is a graduate student. We, the minority, the undergraduate student, are so good, okay, that the student can successfully follow my direction. Then the second half will cover the advanced database design. Actually, not the design part. We will talk about advanced database system algorithm part. How the database itself is organized inside. How your submitted query are processed, like the query processing and transaction control. So we will take a look at the inside of the database system in the second part, which is also required 1 or 2 semesters long, okay, in general. But in this class, I'd like to cover the topics, all this topic in 1 semester, okay, which means I need your help. So if you, however, the good news is that this is a core course. Even though you give up, so you need to retake for your graduation, okay? Anyway, you need to do that. So for the textbook, I'm going to use this one from Fundamental of the Database System, which is 1,100 something pages, okay? And also it has the chapter 27, 28, well, 28 chapter. I probably say that I will cover the 70 to 80% of this textbook in 1 semester. As I said, mostly it requires 2 or 3 long semesters, but I believe that this time we can cover most of the topic in this semester. Okay, so I strongly suggest to purchase this one because this course is designed based on not the PPT file that I'm going to use. The PPT file is just a supplementary, okay, to have the lecture. Okay, so primary material is a textbook. Also, still I'm going to use a lot for the textbook, even though nowadays nobody wants to use the printed copy. Instead, you want to get the online copy or the PDF copy using the Kindle or whatever, or sometimes illegally you download the PDF version. But I do not say that you can get such an illegal copy. But what I can say right now is the textbook itself. Okay, it's the main material. So for your study, for your preparing the exam and everything. Okay. So, for example, I can make the exam question from the textbook, which is not in the PPT file. Some of the students memorize all the contents in the PPT file, then I cannot find such information. Yes, because it's from the textbook. Okay. However, I will try to my best to cover most of the contents in the textbook in my lecture using the PPT file. Okay. So, but if you try to live your life around the computer science or computer engineering or the information technology, IT, you'd better have at least 1 textbook for the database. Okay? It will help a lot for your entire life. Okay? I know this is not the cheap, so it's 100 something. Or if you can find the old version, but I can say the fourth edition is, this is a fifth edition. I don't think that there is new editions. The fifth is the latest one. The author of the textbook, actually Dr. Emerson, visited UB several years ago. Actually, he is one of my honey member for my PhD. And he's very popular. This is one of the most popular textbook in database area in worldwide. So, first edition is okay, but I strongly suggest to purchase it. But you don't have to purchase the new one, brand new one. The old one is also used one is also fine. Okay. Any question? Okay. Then I have a GA to have the discourse, the name.
I just started for this course last semester also, so probably this semester will be good. And my office hour will be Tuesday and Thursday, before the class from 11:30 to 1:30, in Dana Hall 234.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat it?
I'm going to update, okay, the press website so you can find it. Okay, so before you leave, you can write down over here. Okay, so she's helping for mostly the grading and for the quiz, homework, and the project. Also, if you have any question, you can come by. So usually the GA is better than the instructor. Instructor, most of the instructors are very lazy. Okay. So you can find the name, so she can help in case you have any question or problem. Okay, and her office is the Dana Hall, room 234. It's the second floor, so which is actually my research room. So you can come by anytime. Okay, if you have any question. Then I'm going to manage this website, but this is a course website. You can go to my website. There's a TILD, JELDE. You don't have to memorize it. Okay? I'm going to explain why. But anyway, / JELDE. First two letters of my first name. My name is just in case you know the Chinese character. This is my Chinese character, but different pronunciation. Okay, so you can find you can go to the bridgebook.edu /TILD, JELDE. This is my also email account, UB account. Okay, and then you can find the teaching, the link for the teaching webpage. Then you can find this website. Okay. And this is just overview. You cannot download any material. This is just overview of the class. From time to time, I'm going to use this one, but not frequently. So this is just overview. It's a kind of syllabus. And then I'm going to use the Canvas. Anyone who never used the Canvas? Everybody use? Is there any new student? No? That's good. That means probably next semester I will have more students in this class. This semester, because I'm also organizing engineering 400, so graduate student needs to take the engineering 400. In this semester, I have 220 the student in engineering 400, which means I have at least 220 new students. That's not always good news. Oh, really? So it's a good news for the administrator because they need more students. But in terms of quality of the class, I really worry about the quality of the classes. If you disappoint the course or the curriculum course, you will not recommend this to your friend. But I will try to my best. So this is an overview, so you can check that I already hand out this will be the last handout throughout the semester because I have too many students to print out every time. I prefer to print out, but this time probably not. So this will be the last one. So for yours to keep, at least you need to keep this one. So to know what you gonna do throughout the semester. Okay. Grading policy, don't pay attention too much. It can be changed depending on the performance outcome throughout the semester. Okay, definitely I'm going to apply the curve for the weighted total in the final. Otherwise, half of the students will be failed. So mostly the average of the midterm or final is around the 60 something, 70, lower the upper 60 and the lower 70. Okay, so which means the 70 will be the middle. So even though you got the lower point, so but the GA usually she knows the such a difficulty, so she is generous for your grading of the homework quiz and the project. Okay. Okay. I already mentioned about the most of the schedule. So this is this semester I changed it. So as mostly I have used the 2/3 of the semester for the first part of the database design part, but this semester I try to shrink into the half. So before the spring break, so I try to cover up to the database design part. After spring break, I will cover the advanced database topic. So that is a major one. Don't forget the exercise lab. I'm going to discuss with the GA how are we going to manage the exercise lab because the 163 can have only 24, roughly 24 or 5. We have almost a double of the student. I'm going to split into 2 groups, okay, probably. So you can take either the first row section or second section, but some of the students have the class after this one, right? And so we need to think about whether before the class begin, we will have another section. I'm going to discuss with the GA how we gonna split into 2 groups for the exercise lab. So during the exercise lab, you can get the practical experience how to use using the database system. In this semester, we are going to use the Oracle database among the bunch of different commercial DBMS. So some of the students already use the Oracle DBMS, but the others are not. But I'm going to focus on those who never use Oracle database. So even though you never use the database, even though you do not know what is the database itself, don't worry about it. So we will discuss throughout the semester. Even in the exercise lab, you will learn the more than the same. So, but the date and the location will be the same, but time-wise, so it can be changed. So, how many of you have a class after this? Probably a lot. So how many of you have a class before this one? Probably not, because it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
You should not have the class, right? So, who are we? You have class?
I have on-campus job.
On-campus stuff. In the case, so I try to use probably the lunch time. Okay. Otherwise, it will be very, very complicated. Hey. But I will let you know as soon as possible because next week we will have the first exercise lab. Okay. But it will be 163 always. Okay. Pretty much that's it. And if you see the last column, there are schedules for the homework. Okay. So don't worry about too much, even though it's not printed out, so you can find it from the website. Or if you go to the Canvas, it's in the main page. You can see everything. Just in case I cannot connect the internet, so I try to use this one. I will try to connect the Canvas after this. But anyway, you can find the homework. It has the due date. You need to submit each homework to the Canvas. So you can find the homework even from the Canvas. So everything we are going to use the Canvas. Okay? So if you miss the class, you can go to the Canvas, then you can find if there is any other announcement. Even the communication wise, we will use the message through the Canvas. Okay? Sometimes if you send the email directly to my UV account, it can be the delay because every day I have more than 100 emails. Half of them are spam mail. The problem is that your email can be classified as the spam mail sometimes. So specifically if you are using the non-UV account. Okay? Some of the students use the Chinese student like to use the QQ, right? And the other use the Hotmail. So, but those email I usually ignore, really. Okay? So I'm only I focus on only the academic email or some company email that I already recognize. So please use the Canvas method. That is the best way. Okay? Don't call to my office. I usually do not check my answering machine. There are several students usually. I'm going to late because I got accident in the I-95, something like that. Okay. Then we have the two projects throughout the semester. Okay. The project A is the I'm not going to explain details about it today, but during the semester I probably explain, but very briefly. So project A focus on to get the second-hand experience. Not second-hand is the practical experience, how to design the database and how to implement, finally how to make the database system. You will implement a small the database system. So I thought actually designed this one for individual project, but since we have too many students, I don't think the GA and me will take care of the all 50 different database systems. So this one is group by group. Okay, so you need to form a team by group. Then so just follow the step by step, but the due date is the final due date is March 21st. However, for undergraduate student, I'm thinking about the different schedule because it's not required. The second project is not required for the undergraduate student. So if you want to do that, the undergraduate student, yes, you can do that. Then it will be the extra point. So which means that those who are doing only the project A, so I think that we can little bit flexible for the time-wise. Okay, so I will change, but I didn't set up yet, so I will let you know for undergraduate student. Is it okay for, I didn't mention about this one to you? Okay, so this is for both the graduate and undergraduate student. For graduate student, you need to you need to submit each step by the due date. The first phase is the project design. So this time you need to form a team. So you need to find two other members and submit your project statement, the problem statement. For example, I'd like to implement the library system, which will be rejected because it's too popular. Okay? So for example, I'd like to implement the university system, also will be rejected. Many of the system already use such a system. Think about your specialty. I'm interested in the instrument, so I'd like to manage the instrument, the shop, or something like that. Then you can design the customer and the instrument and the price or the vendor, something like that. So why don't you be creative for your database system? So that time you can submit your project title and very brief statement for your problem. Then also you need to form a team, then submit such a document to the GA, the Canvas. Also, before you submit this one, you'd better get the permission. You need to get the permission of your team with the project title only, whether your project title is reasonable or not. Okay? So you need to email to the GA, and if also GA should know about your team member. So name, ID of 3 members with the project title sent to the GA before you submit the project 1, okay, page 1 of the project A. That's the first thing you need to do. That should be done by the January 29, which is the next week. So you don't have enough time. Do not wait. So after this class, why don't you find your team member? In case you cannot find any team member, then probably next week, the Tuesday, I'm going to assign the team from those who couldn't find the team member. Okay? But at the time, it's a little bit late because you have only 2 days to submit it. So please find. Okay. Then I'm going to explain the other step once we cover such a topic. So first thing is step 1. You need to form a team and discuss about your project topic. And first you need to get the permission from the GA. Once you get the approval, then you can prepare for the page 1. Then if you are ready to submit the page 1, we are going to use the Canvas. I think since we do not have any the new students, probably you know that how to use this one. Okay. So if you log in, this is not. I think they probably different from your, right? So because it's instructor, there might be student view menu. But anyway, so it may be similar. So there's something the schedule. Okay, so you can, if you go to the homework 1, so you can find the PDF file for the description. Then you can do the first homework. Okay, right? You need to submit on due date. Usually, this submission site will be available 2 days after the due date, but you will get a late penalty if you do not submit. But after 2 days, so you cannot submit, which means it will be 0 mark. This method is very strict for the due date. Okay. And also you can submit if you, I think that this view is different from yours, but you can submit the submission. Okay, we have the project page 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, you can submit the page 1 to this one. Okay, and each homework you need to check the due date for each homework, because I'm not going to announce in the classroom because it's already the setup scheduled on Canvas. Otherwise, I cannot manage the whole the topics throughout the semester. And also, sometimes each lab has the homework or assignment. In case there is any assignment, you can submit here. But this one usually for your reminder for the schedule. Any questions so far? Okay. And the project B is a little bit challenging. Okay? Today, this semester, not today, this semester, you are going to implement the part of the DBMS system, database system, that is a query optimizer. So we will learn what is a query optimizer probably after spring break. Then for your project B, you need to implement the query optimizer. Okay? I think the 99% have no idea what you need to do, right? So that's true. So during the semester, I will explain details about what you're gonna do for the project. This is the optional for undergraduate students. So if you're undergraduate student, do something, not even the entire thing, but it will be considered as the extra, point extra work. Okay? Also, if you wanna join the for project 1, project A, I'm not going to allow the mixed with the graduate and undergraduate, but project B, so undergraduate student can join as a part of the graduate student also. But basically, the team member should be the same, the graduate student, same as the project A. Okay? Semester I will use this one. I got this from the department. But the problem is, I used a similar one several years ago. After 2 days, probably 2 days after I received it, I lost. Because I forgot a little bit, I forgot, but somebody already took it. If I forgot, please let me know. Okay, so this diagram shows what we are going to learn throughout the semester. So today we will cover, what time is it? It's already 2 o'clock, 2:40, 2:15. We need to cover the 2 chapters. So both of them are introduction part. And then once we cover the introduction part, we will learn the ER model, which is called the logical database modeling. Logical means it's kind of a high level. So think about everybody already took the program language course, right? Object-oriented programming 501. 501 or the OOP design, something like that. At the time, it's the same as such a program language design. First, before you start your coding, some of the genius guys start right away the code, everything, but mostly you need to design, right? You probably learn from the software engineering. So you need to design. Somebody use the flow chart. I don't think it's a good idea to use. So like this. So you can, when I learned the program language first time, I learned from such a flow chart. Okay, so is it dedicated to the specific programming languages? No, it can be any program language. Similarly, when you design the data or database logically or high level, sometimes it's called the high level design, this can be used for any kind of database system. Okay, so that is a logical database model. Sometimes it can be done by non-computer science, the people, such as accounting, like the CPA. So what is something the consulting group. So they don't know how to code, how to do the programming, but they can do such a logical model. Okay, we will learn why we need such the logical modeling. Then after we cover such a logical modeling, so we will learn the relational model. Relational database model is specialized for the database system. When we are saying the database management system, that is kind of a software running on this kind of computer. Okay. So at the time, we had the different data structure. So we will learn the one of them, that is the relational database model. Okay. Then for this model, we have the relational algebra and SQL. Probably you heard about the SQL a lot. It's a structured query language. Okay. somebody believe if I learn the SQL, I learn everything about the database. However, as you can see, SQL is just a small part of database design. I'm not going to teach only SQL in this class. If you expect the learning SQL only in this class, probably is, you cannot leave this class because this is purpose and you think that you need to stay here. So there is no other way, so you need to follow me. So SQL is, yeah, that's true. So if this is not the university, like if this is the kind of private institution or the something educational center, continuing education, we can cover only the SQL part. Then you can get a job as a SQL programmer. However, this is a master level course, and even though we have the undergraduate student, so we need to learn a bunch of other things throughout the semester. For example, in the second part of the semester, we will learn something file organizing, the indexing, how the data are stored, and how can we speed up to access the data. Okay, when you submit the SQL, sometimes it's very slow. So how can we speed up such a SQL? In this, the indexing. And also, for example, that can be done by query processing. That will be the second part of the project B topic. So we will learn. This is kind of a brain, core part of the DBMS system. If you never heard about what is a DBMS, so we will see the near soon. Don't worry about it. And then some other important topic in this semester. We have a lot of things to do. Okay. What is this? Box. Is there anyone who already took my course before? You took, right? What are they? What is that? You never heard about it? Operating system? Is there anyone who took my operating system class before? What is that?
Data structure.
Data structure? No. Yes?
This is one biscuit.
Monitor? Maybe. This is a computer that we are going to use. Okay. Anyway, so we are majoring computer science or computer engineer. Is there any non-computer science student from technical management? We have some sometimes. So all of you guys are from either computer science or engineering, right? Computer engineering, that's good. So, which means, anyway, as long as you are in the computer science or computer engineering, the major thing that we are discussing is the computer, okay? That's true. We are not in electrical engineering, we are not in mechanical engineering, we are in computer science or computer engineering, which means we are dealing with only computer stuff. So this is our computer. So what is a computer? What is a computer?
Machine that follows instructions.
Wow, you learned a lot. Computer means it's a person who are computing, right? Isn't it true? Computer, compute, ER. ER means a person. So a person who actually is not person, it's a machine that compute. Compute what? It's as he mentioned, it's an instruction. Okay? It has a bunch of the hardware you probably learned in your computer architecture class. Okay, so I'm not going to go into detail about it. But anyway, so to use your computer, like this one, or he has the laptop, which is much better than me. Anyway, to get the research of the computer, what you guys need to have first time? When you purchased this, somebody gave you the computer. What do you need? Operating system. So this one is operating system. What is operating system?
Software which process instructions.
Yes, software. That's a key point. So this is a hardware, computer, and you need the software. It's the operating system. Is there anyone who are taking the operating system this semester? So you don't have to move, so you can stay here. So move, I'm going to explain again about this one. So more details. Anyway, this is very important. Operating system is a bunch of, actually not just one software, it's a group of software. For what?
To run the computer. To run the computer.
To run the computer for whom?
You perform.
You. Person. So which means it's kind of interface between
User and the
user, you and computer. Me and computer is the interface. Okay? That is the main purpose of the operating system. Even though we have the software, like this one is also computer. So I have the bunch of programs like the piano type. That's the game, right? That's the only game I have in my cell phone. So, for example, that one, that piano type is also software, right? It's an application program, okay? The main goal of such application program is different from the operating system. Operating system is kind of interface between. I try to use anyway. Why we need such a computer? So for human being, to help human being, to help yourself, to help me. It's not for others, okay? It's not for the nature or the lover, whatever. No, it's for human being. So it exists. So interface between computer and human being. And on top of that, we can run a bunch of other application programs. Okay? And we have database management system, which is running on top of operating system, which means it's kind of the application program. Somebody believe too much or they expect a lot for the database system. Database system is something special. No, it's just an application program running on operating system, which means without computing architecture, without the operating system, sometimes you need to connect this one with another computer using network. Without such a basic stuff of the computer science, the database cannot exist. So sometimes, I know some of you guys would like to find a job in database related job. Okay, for example, database administrator or the DBA or something data analytics or data something or database programmer, because it has the higher salary. So usually you pay a lot. Really? That's true. So most frequently asked question to me was how can I prepare? What kind of subject do I need to run? And do you suggest the textbook that I'm going to learn the database? At the time, my answer is study the other topics, not database. Because database is the application level. Okay. Once you understand such a thing, then it might be very easy to understand the database. Then why do we need such a database? So before that, what is a data? Information. So information is equal to data? No.
Information about people.
So what is the information then?
Information is a group of data.
Information is a group of data. So if I have the group of data, we can say that is the information.
Meaningful data.
Meaningful data. What is the information? Information is information.
Data is raw facts.
Low,
Raw facts, just facts. And
right?
information is like has meaning.
So which means database does not have any meaning. Just kidding. So information probably, I know, it's not the English department, or at least we are not going to define the specific word. So information is everywhere, right? Even in this classroom, so for example, I can get a lot of information. For example, the most of my students are ugly. Just kidding. So this kind of thing is kind of information, right? So I can give my information to other instructor. You should be careful because they never ask the question in the classroom or whatever. It can be information. So for example, university. So how many information can you find? Bunch of different information. It can be temperature, it can be moisture, it can be number, it can be nominal data, it can be anything can be information, right? What about the data? Don't forget we are in the computer related stuff. So data, when we are saying the data, is kind of, somebody said, some meaningful information. Also, it can be, should be organized. Why do we need to organize the information?
But computer could realize,
Computer?
could realize that all
Yes, that's the correct answer. So what about the information? When you sleep, or for example, I can have, my brain will be processed to get the information about my student. Really? Sometimes I didn't realize it, or sometimes intentionally I focus, and then the next I will prepare this one, something like that. So I can get a bunch of information, and it can be stored in my brain, or sometimes throw away, forget about it, and remember. So that's the information. However, think about the computer. Do you think a computer is smart? No? Then why do you learn such a stupid?
Let's make it life easier.
Such a dummy box. How can you make your life easier? Your parents send you to learn this one. So computer, as he mentioned, is not that smart actually. Computer can understand only 0 or 1. Logic 1, logic 0 in terms of electricity. Power on, power off. That's true. No matter what types of computer you have, this one or he has a very nice Apple MacBook, but you can understand only 0 or 1, basically. Okay? Then how his computer understands something fancy, nice photo with his girlfriend? How can? Because it can understand only 0 or 1 data, binary data. With the help of, at that time we need very important thing.
ID.
Data structure. Okay? I believe, I probably mentioned in my board classes or other class, data structure is the most important part in computer science and computer engineering. So what is the data structure? Data structure is kind of organization, organizing 0 or 1 data. So for example, if I organize the 0, 1 like this one, this means, for example, I'm not sure whether it's correct, move instruction. For example, it's a kind of promise between you and me and everybody who are using the computer stuff. So data structure is kind of organizing such information. So when we are saying such information and the data, I know this is not the general definition, but I prefer this definition. Data is something meaningful information. We don't want all the information about in the world. Instead, we want to keep something meaningful information only. then organize them. Why? Because eventually we are going to use such a stupid machine, computer. Computer can understand only such a structured data structure. That means that is the data. Okay? Then, this one, are we going to ignore the information? No. Nowadays, information is also important. For example, when you are using the Google is called, when you search the data, it's a kind of information retriever. We are not going to say that when we search the data from the Google, that's not the data search or database search. It's called the information retriever. It's called the IR. So nowadays, this is also important. But when we use the data and select the data, it's called the database search. So we are going to focus on such a database search, not the information retriever in this class. So to do that, we need to learn how such a data are organized. That is actually kind of modern, okay? That I introduced very briefly. So that process is called the database design. Okay, then what is a database?